Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and let us continue with the competitive exam concepts. And in today's class, I would like to introduce only the concepts, the conceptual ideas called the synopsis from the chapter Straight Lines. I'm not going to solve the exercises. Using these formulae, the exercises will be solved later. Also, I am not going to give the proof of this. For example, here, first one should know equation of x-axis is y equal to 0. Second one, equation of y-axis is x equal to 0. Third one, equation of a line parallel to x-axis and at a distance y equal to k from the origin is y equal to k itself. Fourth one, equation of the line parallel to y-axis and at a distance x equal to h from the origin is x equal to h itself. So here I will begin the concept. Say first one, we have equation of the x-axis. Equation of the x-axis is always, my dear students, y is equal to 0. This is our first formula one should know. Because on the x-axis, if you write any point, its y coordinate will be 0. Therefore, equation of x-axis y equal to 0. So, I will be drawing it simultaneously on this side. See, this is our x-axis. Here we have origin. This is y-axis. Equation of x-axis, say I will write below here. Y equal to 0. Equation of y-axis is my second formula, x equal to 0, which I will be writing here. See, equation of the y-axis, that is vertical line. Y-axis is vertical line. This is, my dear students, x is equal to 0. My third one is, suppose you draw a line which is parallel to x-axis. Equation of the line, equation of the straight line which is parallel to x-axis and at a distance of y is equal to k from the origin. Say at a distance of y is equal to k from the origin is y is equal to k itself, which also I will draw and show you. See, the formula is y equal to k. In fact, we are talking about this straight line. This is, we have x-axis. We have this as our y-axis. This is origin. And suppose I assume k positive and I take above this x-axis. So this is the line which is situated at a distance of, say, y equal to k from the origin. Equation of this line is itself y is equal to k. Therefore, students usually think that equation of the straight line parallel to x-axis begins with x equal to, which is a wrong assumption. The equation of the line parallel to x-axis begins with y equal to, because on that line, if you take any point, its y coordinate is k itself. Dear students, here is the fourth formula, say, which is equation of the line parallel to y-axis and at a distance of x equal to h from the origin is x equal to h. Say, I will draw it here and show you. This is the straight line in case I need, which is parallel to y-axis, and assume the distance from origin to this point is x equal to h. Then on this line, if you take any point, its x coordinate will be h. Hence, its equation is x is equal to h. So kindly go through these four formulae. Then I will explain the concept of slope of a line. Without getting into much details of the slope of a line, one can define the slope as tan of the angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis measured anti-clockwise. That is, if at all there is a line in the coordinate system and it makes angle say theta with the positive direction of x-axis, then slope is using trigonometric function tan theta, which is denoted by m. Another idea is there. Sometimes they do not give the angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis. They may give 2 points on the line like x1, y1, x2 and y2. In that case, slope of the line obtained using the formula m equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. There is a third idea, that is, neither they give angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis, nor they give 2 points on the line joining the points. Instead, they give the straight line in general form. Say ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Then slope m is equal to minus a by b. So minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. Hence, to find the slope of a straight line in our two-dimensional geometry, we have three formulae, so which I will write and show you. So here I have written a few formulae on the board, my dear students, pertaining to slope of a line. So slope of a line one can find if you know the angle theta, measure of angle theta made by the line is given with the positive direction of x-axis. So what do you mean by positive direction? Say, start from the point on the x-axis where the line cuts x-axis, and on the x-axis move to the right. So on the same direction, that is called positive direction of x-axis, and this angle is measured anti-clockwise direction. That is, start from this, it is measured like this. So in other words, the angle theta made by the line, which is from 0 degrees to 180 degrees, not more than 180 degrees, it is not even negative, then we can find slope of the line using the formula m, that is the notation for slope, is equal to tan theta. This is the basic formula. I have a second formula. Here, they have not given the angle theta made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis measured anti-clockwise. Instead, there are infinitely many points on the line, right? But they didn't give infinitely many points. They have given any 2 points on the line. Say a of x1, y1, b of x2, y2. And the line looks like this. Then we can find slope using the formula m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That is difference of y coordinates of these points in the numerator divided by difference of x coordinates respectively in the denominator. Now there is a third idea to find slope. Neither they give angle made by the line, nor they give 2 points on the line. Instead, any straight line, assume, given in the standard form or general form, it looks like this: a into x plus b into y plus c equal to 0, where a, b and c are real numbers, but not a and b are 0 together. At least one of them should not be 0. But I request you, dear students, please remember a linear equation in x and y. Linear means highest power of x is 1, highest power of y is 1. A linear equation in x and y represents a straight line. So it looks like x plus by plus c equal to 0. In this case, the slope is m is equal to, we can write minus of coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is small letter a divided by, we can write coefficient of y, which is say b. So this is a third formula. Hence there are three formulae to find slope of a line. Now I would like to proceed with the concept of intercepts made by a line. See, my dear students, when you draw a line, it cuts x-axis at a certain point. Then measure the distance from the origin to that point. That is called x-intercept made by the line. Similarly, the same line cuts y-axis at some other point. Measure the distance from origin to that point, and that is called y-intercept made by the line. Or I give the clue. For competitive exams, if you need to find urgent, say x-intercept made by the line, then just in the given equation of the line, put y equal to 0 and calculate x, that is your x-intercept. If you want to calculate y-intercept made by the line, put x equal to 0 in the same line, calculate y, that will be your y-intercept. Hence, everyone should know the concept of finding x-intercept made by the line and y-intercept made by the line. They can be positive or negative. So dear students, here is the concept of x-intercept and y-intercept. See, I drawn a diagram in the Cartesian coordinate system. So this yellow color line, it represents a straight line. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Now I hope slowly you are becoming more and more familiar with the general form or the standard form of the equation of a line, which is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Now when I drew the line, I drawn in such a way that it cuts our x-axis at the point A. Then measure the distance from origin to A, that is called x-intercept. See, I will write here OA is called x-intercept made by the line. Similarly, the same straight line you can see in the diagram meets our y-axis at B. Then measure the distance from the origin to the point B. This is called y-intercept, and which is in my diagram OB. This OB is called the y-intercept made by the line. Now, my dear students, that is easy to understand. I have drawn a straight line in the first quadrant, and easily you can see the x-intercept made by the line, the y-intercept made by the line, and this x-intercept is measured on x-axis, which is positive, on the positive x-axis. So this x-intercept is positive. This y-intercept is measured on positive y-axis. This is also positive. But had I drawn the line in second quadrant, then I would have got my x-intercept negative, y-intercept positive. Had I drawn the line in the third quadrant, then both x-intercept and y-intercept we would have got negative. Had I drawn the line in the fourth quadrant, then its x-intercept would be positive, y-intercept would be negative. That is not a big issue. The important issue is when we solve the sums in straight lines chapter, sometimes we come across such ideas where we need to find x-intercept made by the line. And I said already, if you want to find x-intercept made by the given line, you put y equal to 0 in that line. So I write here, to find x-intercept made by the line, x-intercept made by our line. Which line? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So, my dear students, here is the short trick. To find the x-intercept made by a line, put y equal to 0. Always remember this. In our line, ax plus by plus c equal to 0 and calculate for x. Isn't it we get x is equal to minus c by a, and this is called x-intercept, because see, y0, ax plus c equal to 0, x equal to transpose c minus c by a. So a should not be 0. Therefore, to find the x-intercept, I will repeat, you have to put always y equal to 0, and now I will also teach to find the y-intercept made by the line. To find the y-intercept made by the line, always you put x is equal to 0 in the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So if you put x 0, you will get b into y plus c 0. Transpose c, y equal to minus c by b. So y is equal to minus c by b, b not equal to 0. Assume this is called y-intercept made by the line. But now you may be thinking that one need to memorize these as formulae. X-intercept is always minus c by a, y-intercept is always minus c by b. But my suggestion is no need of remembering it as a formula. But you remember the simple trick, simple hint. They may give any straight line. And if you need to find x-intercept in that straight line, put y0 and calculate for x. That is your x-intercept. If you want to find y-intercept made by the line, in the same line, put x0, calculate for y, and that is your y-intercept. Kindly go through this. Dear students, the next interesting concept in straight lines chapter is, one should know different forms of equation of a line. They give a few conditions about a line. For example, the first one is slope dash intercept form. It is the formula you are already familiar with, y equal to m into x plus c. Here they will give the slope m, means they may give angle theta. One can find slope m. And this c is nothing but the y-intercept made by the line. Y-intercept means the distance from origin to this point. And what about this x comma y? xy is the moving point on the line. So this is one formula. According to the formula, according to the unknowns we have m and c, which we are supposed to find, or to find m and c, they have given some conditions in the question. Hence we have to find equation of the line. Then such an equation of a line is called slope-intercept form. Sometimes they don't give, say, y-intercept made by the line. But assume they have given angle theta made by the line, and one point on the line is given, say x1, y1. This is a fixed point. P of x comma y is a moving point. Then we get equation of the line as y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. And what and all are there in this line? Slope is there, m, and fixed point is there, x1, y1. That is why its name is slope dash point form, or it is also called one point form. Sometimes they don't give the angle made by the line at all, or there is no provision to find slope of the line, made by slope of the line. Okay, so but instead of giving one point on the line, assume they have given 2 points on the line, x1, y1, x2, y2. Then such a line is called 2 points form, and the equation of the line is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. This is nothing but slope only, slope itself. Already you have seen slope, or the definition of slope, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Therefore this equation looks like this itself, but in case they are not given m directly, or theta not given, but instead of that 2 points are given, then this formula to find equation of the line is better. Now another very important and interesting is, neither they give angle made by the line, Nor they give 1 point on the line, fixed point, not even they give 2 points on the line, but they will just mention that so and so line makes so and so x-intercept, say small letter a, we denote it by, and so y-intercept, so we denote it by small letter b, and hence also we can find equation of the line. That provision is there, and that is using this formula, x by a plus y by b is equal to 1, and this equation of the line is called intercept form. Just intercept form, because there are two intercepts, x-intercept and y-intercept. So having studied these four formulae, different forms of a line, I will tell you what next you have to study is the general form, standard form, which I have already mentioned. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And assume that a student knows about the general form of a straight line. Then which is the next concept one should study? He should study the tan of the acute angle between the two lines, two intersecting lines. Assume there are two intersecting lines. Theta is the acute angle between them. Then what is tan theta? Then in case the lines intersect but they are perpendicular to each other, what is the condition for two lines to be perpendicular? m1 into m2 equal to -1. Product of their slope should be -1. In case they have given two lines but they never touch each other, but they are parallel to each other, what is the condition for two lines to be parallel? Their slopes must be equal. m1 is equal to m2. So that is also a part of our basic concept. So kindly go through this formula. Dear students, we have another interesting basic concept in straight lines chapter, that is called angle between two straight lines. Assume that the two lines are drawn like this. This is the first line. I have given it in slope intercept form, y equal to m1 into x plus c1. And second line I have given again in slope intercept form, y equal to m2x plus c2. So first line makes angle theta 1, second line makes angle theta 2, and they intersect at a point. Let theta be the acute angle between the lines. Then tan theta, you are familiar with this formula already. Since it is acute angle, tan theta should always be positive. Hence we take modulus of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2, where m1 and m2 are the slopes of two lines. Hence, my dear students, if you want to find tan of the acute angle between the two lines, it is enough you find slopes of the two lines m1 and m2, substitute in this formula, you will get tan theta, and then you can find theta, which is tan inverse of this value. Whereas from this formula one can derive, you have seen the derivations, that if the two lines are parallel, then what would happen? The slopes become equal. m1 is equal to m2, and conversely, if the slopes of two lines are equal, then the two lines are parallel. And one more, the condition for two lines to be perpendicular means the lines intersect, but the angle between them is say 90 degrees. The condition for two lines to be perpendicular is product of their slopes is -1. That is m1 into m2 is equal to -1. And conversely, if the product of the slopes is -1, then the two lines are perpendicular. After explaining all these basic concepts, my next concern is, if there is a straight line, assume in standard form, ax plus by plus c equal to 0. I would like to write equation of another straight line parallel to it. Then I should write first two terms same, ax plus by. Third term I will write plus k equal to 0. Then they will have same slopes. Similarly, if there is a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0, then if I would like to write the equation of a line perpendicular to x plus by plus c equal to 0, then I will write b into x minus a into y plus k equal to 0, then they become perpendicular to one another. So go through this formulae. So dear students, here we have a couple of important formulae which are very, very useful both in board exam as well as in competitive exams which are related to our straight lines chapter. Say they give one equation of the line. Assume the given equation of the line is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. And we need to write equation of the line parallel to this given line. Then first two terms ax plus by, write the same ax plus by, and instead of c you add some other constant, we shall call it k, is equal to 0. Now I will tell you why they are parallel, because they have same slope, this line and this line. If the slope of this is m1 minus a by b, slope of this also minus a by b. Then you may have a doubt how to find this k. To find that k, they will give some other condition in the exercise that we use and we find k. So while solving sums, I will let you know. Now one more. They will give equation of the line assuming standard form or general form x plus by plus c equal to 0. We need to find equation of a line perpendicular to it. See, choose the coefficient of y, which is b, and now write it as coefficient of x. So b into x. Choose the coefficient of x, which is a. Take its negative. So minus a, that you write as coefficient of y, and plus k equal to 0. Again, k is unknown. And to find this unknown k, we have relevant hints given in the exercise. So while solving sums, we are going to use this. And at this stage, I would like to tell you, suppose in CET or in any competitive exam, a simple question arises. Say, find the equation of the line passing through the point x1, y1 and say parallel to ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Then the equation of that line is a as it is, then x minus x1, a into x minus x1 plus b into y minus y1 is equal to 0. Suppose another question arises. Find the equation of the line passing through the point x1, y1 and perpendicular to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Then the equation of that line is b into x minus x1 minus a into y minus y1 is equal to 0. So those two formulae would become our short tricks, and we solve exercises using these formulae. Therefore, I have tried to explain the basic concepts or basic ideas one need to know from straight lines chapter. So kindly go through all these basic formulae. So dear students, let's continue with the concept of straight lines chapter, the basics, and I'm going to give you 3 more results. So here I have written one result which speaks about length of the perpendicular, say from this point, perpendicular drawn from the point P of x1, y1, drawn from the point P of x1, y1 to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. This is the standard form of the equation of the line. I hope now you are familiar with this standard form. Is in fact in the diagram, can you see the distance PM? This distance is called D, and this distance itself is called length of the perpendicular. See, this is the perpendicular from the point P of x1, y1 to this line, and it is given by the formula D equal to modulus of, say, numerator a into x1, that is go back to the straight line a into x, where x is there, put x1, the given x coordinate of the given point, plus b into y1, put in place of y this y1, plus c, but don't put equal to 0. No, we are finding the distance. So numerator will be a real number divided by square root of a square plus b square, and it is also called the perpendicular distance, or in other words shortest distance from the point possible to this line. The proof of this theorem you will see in the regular syllabus, but I am explaining you the concepts of straight lines which are necessary for the competitive exams such as CET, COMEDK, JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, or or any kind of competitive exam which you are going to appear, my dear students. So this is one essential formula, and hence I give one more result. Suppose in this formula, if you put x1, y1 origin, then it becomes perpendicular distance or length of the perpendicular drawn from the origin. It becomes to the same line. See, I have written here the perpendicular distance from the origin, O of 0, 0 to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So this distance is given by d equal to modulus of c by square root of a square plus b square. What happens to these two terms, ax1 plus by1? They become 0, because the moment you put x1 0, y1 0, this is 0 plus 0, so 0 plus c, so mod c by root of a square plus b square. So therefore a couple of important results, and I would like to give one more results, my dear students. The result which talks about the perpendicular or the shortest distance between two parallel lines. Say, assume if the lines are in the form ax plus by plus c1 equal to 0, and a line which is parallel to this in the form ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0, then the distance between them, that is, I need the shortest distance, which is nothing but the perpendicular distance between the lines, which is d equal to modulus of c1 minus c2 by root of a square plus b square, or modulus of same it is c2 minus c1 by root of a square plus b square. Okay, so kindly go through all these results. So dear students, here is the third result. Say, suppose in the plane, or we say Cartesian coordinate system, if there are two parallel lines drawn, then what is the shortest distance between them? It is nothing but the perpendicular distance between the two lines. Therefore, say, I have written a result. See, the perpendicular distance between two parallel lines, say they are parallel lines. That is why I took the equations of the lines ax plus by plus c1 is equal to 0 and ax plus by plus c2 is equal to 0. So you can observe first two terms are same, ax plus by in both the lines. If at all there is a difference in their constant term. Here c1, here c2, because lines are parallel. And this distance between the parallel lines is given by d equal to, so for the numerator I write a modulus. Modulus of c1 minus c2, see this c1 minus c2 divided by root of a square plus b square. See this a as well as this b, it's a square. Then this is also called the shortest distance between the two parallel lines. Some doubt you may have, that is, instead of giving ax plus by and ax plus by same in both the lines, they may give different, but still the lines may be parallel. In that case, you may have a doubt. What should we put in the denominator? Root of a square plus b square. I will tell you, yes, there is a chance that ax plus by here and here may not be same, but they are always proportional. Say for example, if this is 3x plus 4y, this will be say 6x plus 8y. Then there is a chance that they can be parallel. In that case, you make this also 6x plus 8y. So the important thing is, please make first two terms of both the lines same. If they are not same, by multiplying by the number which makes them same, you arrange the two lines in such a way that there is a difference only in the constant term. Hence, there is a distance between the parallel line. Now, you may think, can I write it as modulus of C2 first minus C1 by same? Yes, it is correct. And here is the diagram. See, this is the line ax plus by plus C1 equal to 0. This is the second line ax plus by plus C2 equal to 0. And they are parallel. And try to draw their parallel. Okay, and this is the shortest distance between them. So Therefore, I have explained the basic concepts of straight lines chapter which are necessary while facing any competitive exam. Now, I would like to start the short tricks available in this chapter lesson straight line, and one exercise each using these short tricks. So kindly go through the basic concepts. Dear students, let us begin with the short tricks from this chapter straight lines. So here I have written first short trick. Short trick 1. Say the equation of the line passing through the point P of x1, y1 and perpendicular to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is b into x minus x1 minus a into y minus y1 is equal to 0. And then we have to simplify. Now let me tell you what and all they will give in the question. They will give in the question the point x1, y1 and a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. We need to find equation of a new line. We need to find equation of a new line perpendicular to the given line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 and passing through the point x1, y1. The hint is you go to the coefficient of y in the given line b. That I will write here. So b. Then write a bracket x, always x. It is a moving point x comma y. X minus this x1. x1 of the x1 coordinate of the given point x coordinate. Okay, minus, always minus here, not plus. Now go to the coefficient of x, that is a, right here, and write a bracket y minus y coordinate of the given point equal to 0 and simplify. So here I have written an exercise. Just pause your video for a while and try to solve this exercise, but using this short trick. Yes, I hope you got the answer, and now I will tell you the method. See, the short trick says the required equation. See, this 5 I should write here. 5 required line I am writing into x minus x1, my dear students, 2. That I should write here. In between I should write always minus. And can you see coefficient of x in the given line 6? That should be written here. 6 into y minus, say this is y1, 3 is equal to 0. And if you could simplify, this becomes 5x, say 5x minus 6y, and this is 5 into minus 2, minus 10, and this is plus 18, minus 6 into minus 3. 18 minus 10 is plus 8 is equal to 0. So it is so fast, so easy using the short trick to obtain the equation of the line perpendicular to the given line. Again I will tell you this 5 right first, that is coefficient of y, that is 5. This acts like b, 5 into, write a bracket x minus, then x1 I need. This x1 is this 2, this 2. Then in between minus, say minus, write a. This a is this coefficient of x, this 6, open a bracket, y minus y1 is this 3 equal to 0, simplify. So kindly go through, and now I will take up one CET question using same short trick and explain you. Dear students, using short trick 1, we have a question, say from KCET 2025. A line passes through minus 1 comma minus 3 and is perpendicular to x plus 6y is equal to 5. Therefore, to write the equation of the line perpendicular to the given line, we follow the short trick. Then find its x-intercept. X-intercept made by the new line. See, the short trick is this one. This 6 I will write here. 6 into x minus, this minus 1 I will write here. minus this coefficient of x1 I will write here into y minus this minus 3 I will write here is equal to 0. Therefore, the equation of the line is say 6x. This is say minus y. This is 6 into plus 1 minus into minus. So plus 6. But this is minus into minus into minus 3. So plus 6 minus 3, it is plus 3 equal to 0. Line is obtained. Now let us come back to the question. Question says not only obtain the line, now find x-intercept made by the line. In the same video I have explained, if you need to find x-intercept made by the line, in the line, equation of the line, put y 0. So the moment you put y 0, see, I will write here, put y 0. So we get 6x plus 3 is equal to 0. Or in other words, x is equal to minus 3 by 6 minus half. So this is called x-intercept, which is found in option A. Therefore, this question is option A correct. Kindly go through the sum using short trick 1. Dear students, here I have written the second question. Similar to the first question which I solved just now, a line passes through 2, 2 and is perpendicular to the line 3x plus y equal to 3. But in this exercise, we need to find y-intercept, whereas in the previous exercise we were supposed to find x-intercept. Only that is the difference. Therefore, say I will write given line 3x plus y minus 3 equal to 0. Then I will write the line perpendicular. Say perpendicular line is this coefficient of y 1 into x minus x1 this 2 then in between minus coefficient of x3 into y minus this 2 y coordinate 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, the line is x minus 3y here minus 2 plus 6. So plus 4 is equal to 0. And I already said in the same video, to find y-intercept in the line, put x0. So I will put x0 in this line. So we get minus 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. Or y-intercept is 4 by this minus 4 by minus 3, which is 4 by 3, which is found in option C. Therefore, this question, option C is correct. Therefore, I will mention once again briefly the short trick I used to solve this sum. See, the equation, spelling I write short form, of the line passing through x1 y1 comma y1 and perpendicular to ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is, so this b should be written first into x minus, see this x coordinate x1, and there should be minus always this a coefficient of x into y minus this y1 is equal to 0. So once again coming back to the sum, say here my dear students, the equation of the line we need perpendicular to this line. Therefore, coefficient of y, first I need b. B means coefficient of y, which is 1. 1 into x minus, see, x minus x1. x1 is this x coordinate, 2. Then there should be minus. There should be a. A means coefficient of x, say 3. 3 into y minus, say this y minus this y1. y1 2 is 0. Then expand. then put x 0 to get y intercept. Therefore, couple of sums using same formula, same short trick 1 I have solved. Kindly go through this. Dear students, here is the third question from KCET 2021. Say, the equation of a line which passes through the point a into cos cube theta, comma a into sin cube theta, and same concept, perpendicular to x into secant theta plus y into cosecant theta is equal to a is. These are the four options. See here, our required line is perpendicular to this line. So what is the required line? Therefore, required line is x into, say, coefficient of y into coefficient of y. Say cosecant theta. I will start like this. Cosecant theta into, open a bracket, x minus x1. x1 is this x coordinate. A cos cube theta, in between minus, because perpendicular. Now coefficient of x is secant theta, and that should be written here, secant theta into y minus, say this y1 is a into sin cube theta is equal to 0. Now I need to simplify. Say first term is x cosecant theta minus a into cos cube theta cosecant theta. This term is minus y secant theta, minus into minus, plus a into secant theta sin cube theta is equal to 0. Therefore, x cosecant theta can be written x by sin theta. How come? Because cosecant theta 1 by sin theta. And can you see this term? Minus y secant theta, which I can write minus y by cos theta. And other two terms I will transpose to the right. Minus becomes plus. A cos cube theta cosecant theta, and this plus becomes minus a secant theta sin cube theta. And LHS, I will take LCM. See, sin theta cos theta. Whereas numerator x into cos theta, so this is here, minus y into sin theta, this is here. And my dear students, here also, if you write cosecant theta 1 by sin theta, secant theta 1 by cos theta, so I will write here, the sin theta becomes a part of LCM, and this 1 by cos, right? Cos theta becomes part of LCM. A remains as it is. A into cos power, this becomes cube into this cos power 4 theta, minus this a same, sin cube into this sin power 4 theta. And now remaining part simplification I will continue over here. Therefore LHS and RHS, can you see the denominator same? They get cancelled. Therefore it is x cos theta minus y sin theta. And do you agree? On the right hand side, a common. In bracket, there is cos power 4 theta minus sin power 4 theta remaining. Or it is x cos theta minus y sin theta same. This is a into, cos power 4 theta. I can write cos square theta whole square, sin power 4 theta. I can write sin square theta whole square. And this is still same. X cos theta minus y sin theta. And this is a into. So this looks like algebra formula. A square minus b square. And all of you know, a square minus b square is a plus b. That is cos square theta plus sin square theta into a minus b. Cos square theta minus sin square theta. Therefore, what is first term? Cos square theta plus sin square theta. And which is second term? Cos square into here, into second term. Cos square theta minus sin square theta. And my dear student, just one more line. It is x into cos theta minus y sin theta, and a as it is. And all of you know this is trigonometric identity. Cos square theta plus sin square theta 1, but cos square theta minus sin square theta will survive, and cos square theta minus sin square theta is cos 2 theta. Say multiple angle formula. This becomes 1. This becomes 1. So a into 1 into cos 2 theta. A cos 2 theta. And this option you could see here in option B. Therefore, this question, option B is correct. Kindly go through the solution. So, dear students, the same sum can be solved in another way. Just I will mention. Say, the given straight line I will modify first. So, we have given line x into, say, secant theta. Secant theta can be written 1 by cos theta. Therefore, I can write it as x into 1 by cos theta, which is x by cos theta, plus y into, I have cosecant theta. Cosecant theta can be written 1 by sin theta. So, plus y by sin theta is equal to constant A. Now, I will take cos theta, sin theta, LCM. Say cos theta, sin theta is LCM. Numerator is x into this sin theta plus y into cos theta. This is equal to A. Or this I will cross multiply. Therefore, the given line becomes x sin theta plus y cos theta is equal to A into cos theta into sin theta. So this is the given line, not the required line. But you know the required line is perpendicular to this. So remaining part I will continue over here. Therefore, see, what is the equation of the line perpendicular to this line? Start with the coefficient of y, that is cos theta into x minus x1. x1 is this a cos cube theta. A cos cube theta. In between minus coefficient of x sin theta. Sin theta into y minus, see this y1. y1 a sin cube theta. A sin cube theta. This is equal to 0. Wait, I will simplify. This is x cos theta. X cos theta. This is minus y sin theta, which is here. And now, this is plus into minus. Minus a cos power 4 theta. Cos power 4 theta. This is minus into minus plus a sin theta into sin cube. Sin power 4 theta is equal to 0. Therefore, see, left hand side same. X cos theta minus y sin theta. Right hand side, this I will take, it will become plus a cos power 4 theta. This becomes minus a sin power 4 theta. And this we simplify in the same way. A into, see, cos power 4 theta, I can write cos square theta whole square minus sin power 4 theta, a taken common, sin power 4 theta, I can write sin square theta whole square. Now this looks like a into, say, a square minus b square or x square minus y square. You know it is x plus y cos square theta plus sin square theta into x minus y cos square theta minus sin square theta. And you know this term cos square theta plus sin square theta 1. This is a same. This is cos square theta minus sin square theta is the multiple angle formula cos 2 theta. Therefore, combine x cos theta minus y sin theta is equal to a into cos 2 theta, which is found in option B. So kindly go through another way of solving the same sum. So option B is correct. So dear students, here is the fourth KCET question on the same short trick. And quickly read the question. Equation of line passing through the point 1, 2 and perpendicular to the line y equal to 3x minus 1a. Say, first of all, modify the given line. So given line can be written 3x here itself plus y transpose minus y minus 1 here itself is equal to 0. Then the line, perpendicular line is, say, coefficient of y, that is minus 1 into x minus x1. x1 is this minus coefficient of x 3, it's a negative, that is minus 3 into y minus, so this y1 is 2 is equal to 0. This we simplify, we will get the answer. See, minus x minus 3y, this is plus 1 plus 6, so plus 7 is equal to 0. Multiply both sides by minus 1, x plus 3y minus 7 equal to 0, and this is found in option A. Therefore this question, option A, kindly go through. So dear students, here I would like to introduce short trick number 2. Kindly read. The equation of the line passing through the point, one point P of x1 y1, and is parallel, not perpendicular, to the line ax plus by is equal to 0 is, this is the formula. Say coefficient of x a should be written as it is a, then open bracket x minus, say this x1, then in between plus, not minus, coefficient of y b into y minus this y1 equal to 0. Then we need to simplify. For example, I have written one example here. Look at this. Find the equation of the line passing through the point minus 3, 4 and parallel to the line 7x plus 12y minus 5 is equal to 0. Look at my answer. See, the required line is coefficient of x is 7. Keep it as it is. Then open a bracket. X minus, say this x1. This x1 is here minus 3. Then plus coefficient of y is 12 as it is. Y minus, say this y1. Y1 is 4 is equal to 0. Or this if I simplify, it is 7x. And 7 into plus 3, this is 21. This is 12y as it is. And 12 into minus 4, minus 48 is equal to 0. Therefore, the equation of the line is 7x plus 12y. And from 48 subtract 21. So, it is minus 27 is equal to 0. So, this is the required answer. So, please register in your mind short trick and watch the video carefully. So, dear students, using this short trick too, here we have a question from 2018 CET. First read the question carefully. The equation of the line parallel to the line 3x minus 4y plus 2 equal to 0 and passing through the point minus 2, 3 is. Say, I will straight away begin the answer. My required line is parallel to this line. Parallel to this line. Therefore, my required equation of the line is coefficient of x is 3. Keep it as it is. 3 into x minus x1. x1 is this point, minus 2. So minus 2. Then in between plus. But coefficient of y is minus 4. Therefore, minus 4 I should write. Plus of minus 4 into y minus y1. y1 is this 3. Is equal to 0. And it is enough I simplify this. This will become here 3x. 3 into plus 2, this is 6. This is minus 4y, minus 4y. Minus 4 into minus 3 plus 12 is equal to 0. Therefore, my answer is 3x minus 4y and 6 plus 12 is 18 is equal to 0. Which is found in, say, option C. Therefore, the short trick is so fast, so easy. Watch the video carefully. Kindly go through this. So, this question has option C correct. Dear students, in this same video, let us see a few more exercises from earlier KCET question papers. Say, I would like to teach exercises using the formula m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. That is, if two lines are perpendicular, then product of their slopes is minus 1. And here I have written a question. If the straight line 2x minus 3y plus 17 is equal to 0 is perpendicular to the line passing through the point 7, 17 and 15, beta, then find beta. So I will find, first of all, dear students, the slope of this line. Say, I will do it here. First of all, I need slope of the line 2x minus 3y plus 17 is equal to 0. And this slope, I will call it m1. m1 is equal to, all of you know, slope of a line which is given in standard form, general form. In the same video, I already explained, is equal to minus a by b, minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. So, therefore, minus coefficient of x c2 divided by coefficient of y c minus 3. Therefore, m1 I will get 2 by 3. On the other hand, I will find the slope of the line passing through the point 7, 17, 15, beta. Therefore, see, we need this formula to find slope m2. We use the formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Slope of the line passing through the next 2 points. The 7, 17 is x1, y1. This is 15, beta is x2, y2. Therefore, beta is y2. y2 is beta minus y1. y1 is this 17. 17 divided by x2. x2 is this 15. 15 minus this x1. x1 is this 7. This 7. Therefore, this we will get m2 is equal to beta minus 17 divided by this is 8. Now, my dear students, they have given that the two lines are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, now I will use the result. m1 into m2 equal to minus 1. So, m1 is 2 by 3. m2 is beta minus 17 by 8. So, 2 by 3 into beta minus 17 by 8 is equal to minus 1. And therefore, this becomes 8 into 3, 24. Here minus 24 when I cross multiply. So, I'll continue here. The remaining part of its simplification. 2 into beta minus 17 is remaining in the numerator. This is 24. Cross multiply. It becomes minus 24, or we get beta minus 17 is equal to minus 24 by 2 is minus 12, or beta is equal to, say, transpose this plus 17 minus 12 is 5, which is found here in option C. Therefore, my dear students, this question option C is correct. So kindly go through the exercise. So dear students, here is the next question from KCET 2020. Kindly go through the question, watch the video carefully. The two lines, say L into X plus M into Y is equal to N, the first line, and the second line L dash X plus M dash Y is equal to N dash are perpendicular. So once again, I will begin my explanation over here. Say, I will start like this. Say M1, let M1 be the slope of the first line. First line is LX plus MY, and this Ni transpose, so it is minus N is equal to 0. Therefore, M1 is equal to, as I said in the previous sum, it is minus coefficient of X, L divided by coefficient of y is M. So M1 is minus L by M. Similarly, there is M2, which is the slope of second given line. So I will write here is the slope of second line. Second line is L dash X plus M dash Y and minus N dash. This I will transpose here. Actually, no need of transposing to find the slope, the constant term, but let it be. Therefore, M2 is equal to, here also, minus coefficient of X is L dash divided by coefficient of Y is M dash. Then I am using the result over here. The two lines are perpendicular if product of their slopes is minus 1. So I have the result M1 into M2 is equal to minus 1. M1 is, I will substitute minus L by M. This divided by this M2 I will substitute minus L dash by that of M dash is equal to minus 1. Therefore, my dear students, look at this. Minus L into minus L dash plus L dash is equal to minus M dash. So, plus L dash is equal to minus M dash. Or in other words, answer required is L dash plus M dash is equal to 0. And this condition you could see in the option A. Therefore, this question, option A is correct. Kindly go through the solution. Yes, students, see the next question from KCET 2016. Once again, the same concept. The two straight lines 2x plus 3y minus 3 equal to 0 and x plus k into y plus 7 equal to 0 are perpendicular. Find the value of k. See, I will find M1 here. Now, I will not write that M1 is the slope of first line, M2 is the slope of the second line. It is understood. So, M1 is the slope of the first line and it is minus coefficient of x 2 divided by coefficient of y 3, and M2 is the slope of the second line. Say coefficient of x 1, it's a negative. So minus 1 divided by coefficient of y k, and that I should write here. Now I will use same condition. Two lines, since they are perpendicular, say product of the slopes m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. Therefore, I will substitute minus 2 by 3 into minus 1 by k is equal to minus 1. Hence, this is 2 is equal to minus 3k, or you can see k is equal to minus 2 by 3 is the correct answer, which is found in option C. Therefore, kindly go through this answer and watch the video carefully. Option C is correct. Dear students, I would like to teach you now one exercise using the formula perpendicular distance from the point P of x1, y1 to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is given by d, means distance, is equal to modulus of a into x1 plus b into y1 plus c upon root of a square plus b square. This is same as called length of the perpendicular drawn from this point to this line. So here I have written a KCET question. A straight line passes through the points 5, 0 and 0, 3. Then the length of the perpendicular from the point 4, 4 on the line. That is, we need to find length of the perpendicular drawn from the point 4, 4 to this line passing through 5, 0 and 0, 3. But we need to find equation of the line first. So that is why I have drawn here. See. Here, say in the Cartesian coordinate system, all of you know 5, 0 point lies on x-axis. 0, 3 lies on y-axis because its x-coordinate is 0. And therefore, this line makes x-intercept, see 5 units. This distance from here to here. And it makes distance from say here to here, y-intercept to say 3 units. And the equation of the line, see, I will begin here. First, we will find the required equation of the line using the formula x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So, a is 5, b is 3. Therefore, I will substitute here x by 5 plus y by 3 is equal to 1. And my dear students, 5 into 3, 15 LCM. This is 3x, this is plus 5y. Therefore, this straight line we will get 3x plus 5y, and this is minus 15 is equal to 0. And now I will continue remaining part of the answer over here. See, therefore now I will find the perpendicular distance from the point 4, 4 to this line. Therefore, distance d is equal to modulus of, see the formula, a means coefficient of x from the straight line. From the straight line, coefficient of x 3 into x1. x1 is this x coordinate of the point 4, 4. So it is 4 plus b. There is b. b means the coefficient of y from the line. It's y into y1. y1 means this 4. 4 here. Then there is plus c. c means this constant term from the line, minus 15. Divide by square root of a square plus b square, which is again 3 square plus 5 square. 3 square plus 5 square. And therefore, this is, we can do mind work. 12 here plus 20, so 32. 32 minus 15, so it is 17. So it is 17, no need of modulus because it is already positive. And this is square root of 34. So it looks like there is no option which matches with this. But one can simplify this. We know that this is 17 by root 34. 34 can be written 17 into 2. And root 17 into 2, one can write root 17 into square root of 2. Then see, 1 square root 17 cancelled with this. Therefore, numerator 1 square root 17, denominator square root 2 remaining, which is nothing but option second. Therefore, this question here, option B is correct. Watch the video carefully. Students, here we have one more exercise on some other concept. This is from KCET 2019. See, a straight line cuts off equal intercepts. See, the moment you read these 4 words, cuts off equal intercept, especially the moment you read the word intercepts, the equation of the line should come to your mind is the intercept to form. that is x by small letter a plus y by small letter b is equal to 1. And in this exercise, the intercepts are equal on the coordinate axis. See, I have written like this: the line which makes x-intercept a, y-intercept also a in this exercise, not b. Therefore, the equation of this line is x by a, that is plus y by a only, is equal to 1. Then they are asking what is the angle made by this line with the positive direction of x-axis. Say, quickly I will solve this sum. So therefore, required equation of the line I already explained is x by a plus y by a is equal to 1. Take a LCM and cross multiply. The equation of the line becomes this: x plus y is equal to a, and slope of this line, slope is m is equal to, say, coefficient of x, it's negative, minus 1, and coefficient of y is 1, so it is minus 1. And slope m is equal to, in the same video I have explained, tan theta. Tan theta is equal to minus 1. Say, if the line makes angle theta, then this is tan theta equal to minus 1. Let us go through the options. Which option, when I substitute in place of theta, I will get minus 1. Say, tan of 45 degree. 45 degree, tan 45 degree plus 1, not minus 1. Therefore, first option is not correct. Second option, tan of 90 degree is undefined. Therefore, not minus 1. This option is also not correct. Look at the third option. Theta, if I put 120 degree. Tan of 120 degree. 120 degree can be written 180 degree minus 60 degree. So it is tan of 180 degree minus 60 degree minus tan 60 degree, which is minus root 3, not equal to minus 1. Therefore, third option also not correct. Whereas 135 degrees is correct. See, I will show you. Tan 135 degrees we calculate. We write 135 degrees is equal to 180 degree minus 45 degree. Therefore, tan 180 minus 45, formula allied angles is minus tan 45. So I write the formula here: allied angle tan of 180 minus theta is minus tan theta. Minus tan theta. In second quadrant, tan is negative. So therefore, minus 1. Yes, we have minus 1. Therefore, this question, option D, is correct. So 135 degrees. So I request you, please watch the video carefully. Here I tried to solve a few exercises from KCET which appeared from the year 2014 to till the year 2025 based on various concepts. So kindly watch the video carefully and understand the concepts and send your comments in the comment box.